Good morning. In our today's session, let us analyze various methods to measure price elasticity of demand. In our last period, I have told you the simple formula to estimate price elasticity of demand. Now let us study the actual methods or approaches to measure the price elasticity of demand. Broadly, we will make use of three methods. Number one is total outlay method. Total outlay method or total revenue method. Number two, point method. And number three, arc method. So these are the three broad methods of measuring price elasticity of demand. In case of total outlay method, what we will do, we'll observe carefully the behavioral changes in the total outlay made by the consumers as the price changes. So based on the changes in total outlay, we can just identify the three types of price elasticity of demand, excluding the extreme types. We can't identify the extreme types. It means perfectly elastic demand and perfectly inelastic demand. But we can identify the remaining three types of price elasticity of demand. Here, you know very well, total outlay or total expenditure is equal to price into quantity. P into Q, in short, price into quantity purchased. This gives you the total outlay made on that particular commodity. Then, in case of point method, we'll find out the price elasticity of demand at a particular point of the demand curve. Point method is nothing but finding of price elasticity at a particular point. It means finding of elasticity and slope of a demand curve at a particular point. It is nothing but finding of the slope of a curve, that is demand curve, at a particular point. Here we will make use of simple, we'll just make use of the simple formula, as well as we'll also go for the geometrical method. Then in the third method, that is the arc method. Arc here indicates a portion of the curved line, and we will find out the price elasticity of demand exactly at the midpoint of an arc. So broadly, these are the three methods. Let us study now one by one all these methods. Firstly, we have the total outlay method. In this method, I have told you, you will just identify the three types of price elasticity of demand based on the behavioral changes made in the total outlay by consumers on a particular commodity. Now, how to identify the three types? Firstly, relatively elastic demand or simply elastic demand. How can you identify the elastic demand? As the price of a commodity decreases, if the total outlay made on that commodity is gone increasing, then it is or it can be identified as the elastic demand or relatively elastic demand. As the price of a commodity falls, if the total outlay made on that commodity is gone increasing, then that type is identified as the elastic demand. Then how to identify the inelastic demand? In this case, as the price of a commodity decreases, the total outlay made on that commodity will also decrease. If this is the behavioral change, we can identify it as the inelastic demand. Then what is unitary elastic? As the price of a commodity falls, if the total outlay made on that commodity remains the same, then that type can be identified as the unitary elastic demand. Here, as the price of a commodity falls, the quantity demanded expands, no doubt, but the total outlay made on that commodity will go on change. On this basis, we will just identify the three types of price elasticity of demand. Now I will give you a schedule, total outlay schedule. Let us identify all the three types of price elasticity of demand. So total outlay schedule. We can have broadly 4 columns. First is serial number, number 1. Number 2, price of a commodity. Number 3, quantity demanded. Number 4, total outlay. So have all these 4 columns all together. Serial number 1, when price was ₹10, the quantity demanded was 5 units or 5 kg. Then total outlay made on that commodity will be 50 rupees. Serial number 2, when price of a commodity falls, the quantity demanded should extend. When price decreases to ₹8, quantity demanded extends to 8 units. 8 into 8, total outlay will become 64 rupees. Third purchase, 612. 72 rupees will be the total outlay made on that commodity. Serial number 4, 418. Once again, 72 rupees. 5, 2 and 32 kgs. 2, 32. Then 64 rupee will be the total outlay. Then serial number 6, 1 rupee 50. So 50 rupees. So here the total outlay schedule very clearly shows that as the price of a commodity falls, total quantity demanded will go on increase or extend, but the total outlay made on that commodity has been varied. So the behavioral changes made in the total outlay can very clearly state the three types of elasticity of demand. So have first two serials, first two serial numbers 1, 2. Total outlay made on that commodity is increasing as the price of a commodity falls. Quantity demanded extends, but total outlay made on that commodity is increasing. Therefore, value of EP is greater than 1 in this case. It means relatively elastic demand type. Take the serial number 3 and 4. As the price of a commodity falls, quantity demanded extends, but total outlay made on that commodity remains the same, 72 72 rupees. Therefore, it is the type of unitary elastic demand where EP is equal to 1, price elasticity, and its value is equal to 1. Take the case of serial number 5 and 6. Price of a commodity falls, quantity demanded extends, but total outlay made on that commodity is showing a declining trend. 64 became 50. Therefore, it is the type of inelastic demand and value of EP is less than 1 in this type. Clear? So we can just identify only the 3 types of price elasticity of demand. Now, I will draw the diagram. We can also represent the total outlay method with the help of a diagram. First, draw OX and OY. Quantity or total outlay, let us measure. Total outlay. Total outlay on the x-axis and price on the y-axis. Total outlay curve is like this. So this is total outlay curve. Here, the total outlay curve has 3 portions. AB, one portion, BC, second portion, and CD, the third portion. Here, every portion of this total outlay curve indicates one type of price elasticity of demand. Let us have the first portion, AB. What this indicates? Here, as the price of a commodity falls, the total outlay made on that commodity will go on decrease. Therefore, value of AP is less than 1. This is the type of inelastic demand. Take the portion of BC. Here, as the price of a commodity falls, the total outlay made on that commodity would remain the same. Therefore, it is the type of unitary elastic demand. EP is equal to 1 in this case. Third portion, CD portion, where EP is greater than 1 because as the price of a commodity falls, the total outlay made on that commodity will go on increase. Therefore, broadly in this method, we will analyze the behavioral changes made in the total outlay on a particular commodity as the price of a commodity changes, and we can identify the 3 types of price elasticity of demand, excluding the extreme types. So this is the first method. Then let us study the second method. Second method to measure the price elasticity of demand, and it is the point method. In case of the point method, you will just find out the price elasticity of demand exactly at a particular point of the demand curve. But here the condition is that we have to consider only the straight line demand curve touching both the axes. Point elasticity is nothing but finding of the slope of a demand curve at a particular point. Here we will make use of one formula. EP, that is price elasticity of demand, EP is equal to lower segment divided by upper segment of the demand curve. We have to consider the straight line demand curve touching both the axes, and we will make use of this particular formula. Identify a particular point on the straight line demand curve and have this formula. lower segment of the demand curve divided by upper segment of the demand curve. This gives you the price elasticity exactly at a particular point of the demand curve. Now, I will draw the diagram and we can identify all the 5 types of price elasticity of demand. OX, quantity demanded. And here price. Let us have a straight line demand curve touching both the axes. It should touch x-axis and y-axis. This is DD, demand curve. And plot some points. Here one point A, exactly at the midpoint B, here C. DD1, let us take it as DD1. Now we have to find out the point elasticity at all these 5 points of the demand curve at point D, A, B, C, and D1 by using this particular formula. So elasticity at point D is equal to lower segment divided by upper segment. So here entire segment is lower segment. Yes, below point D, entire segment is the lower segment and it has no upper segment. Upper segment is 0. Therefore, DD1 divided by 0. Any number divided by 0 gives you the value as infinity. If the value is infinity, we can identify that type of price elasticity as perfectly elastic demand. You see, at point D, the elasticity of demand is infinity, that is not measurable or not countable. Then price elasticity at point A. At point A, lower segment is AD1 and upper segment is AD. So lower segment AD1. AD1 divided by AD. So here AD1 is the bigger portion compared with the upper portion of the demand curve. Therefore, the value should be always greater than 1. You will get the value of EP. EP is infinity. In the first case, in the second case, EP is greater than 1. If the value of EP is greater than 1, it is the type of relatively elastic demand. Then at point B, elasticity at point B, lower segment is BD1 divided by upper segment is BD. Here, both the portions are equal. Therefore, 8 divided by 8 or 4 divided by 4, you will get you the value as 1. Therefore, the value of EP is equal to 1. BD1 divided by DB or BD. Since both the portions are equal, price elasticity at point B will be equal to 1. If the value is 1, it is the type of unitary elastic demand. Okay, then come to point C. At point C, lower segment is CD1 divided by upper segment is CD. Here, lower segment is smaller and upper segment is bigger. Therefore, you will get the value as lower segment is CD1, smaller. Upper segment is DC or CD, bigger. Therefore, you will get the value of elasticity as smaller than 1. Smaller value in numerator, larger value in denominator always gives you the value lesser than 1. Therefore, it is the type of inelastic demand or relatively inelastic demand. Lastly, at point D1, if you want to identify the price elasticity of demand, here we have no lower segment. Entire segment is upper segment. Therefore, lower segment is 0 and entire segment is upper segment, that is DD1. 0 by DD1 as gives you the value as 0. Therefore, the price elasticity is equal to 0 in this type. If the value is 0, it can be identified as perfectly inelastic demand. In this way, we can measure the price elasticity of demand by using point method. It is the finding of price elasticity of demand at various points of a straight line demand curve touching both the axes. Therefore, we can just identify all the 5 types of price elasticity of demand by using this point method. So it is nothing but finding of the slope of a demand curve exactly at a particular point. Now, let us have the third method, arc method. What do you mean by an arc? Arc means the portion of the curved line. For example, if this is your demand curve, have a portion, say AB. Arc elasticity measures the price elasticity of demand exactly at the midpoint of an arc. Arc is a portion of a curved line, but arc elasticity measures the price elasticity of demand exactly at the midpoint of an arc. I will draw the diagram. Diagram showing arc elasticity. So how this method is superior to the remaining 2 methods? This method is superior because arc elasticity measures the price elasticity of demand exactly at the midpoint of an arc. And it takes into account addition and division of the quantity demanded as well as the price level, changes in price level and changes in quantity demanded. So minute changes can be observed and measured with the help of the arc method. Here, quantity demanded, and here price. Take a curved line. Demand curve may not be a straight line. Demand curve may be a curved line. When price was at OP level, quantity demanded was at OQ level. As the price of a commodity falls to OP1, the quantity demanded extends to OQ1. So here you are having a portion on this particular demand curve. We call this portion as an arc. AB portion is the arc on this curved demand curve. Okay, we'll find out the price elasticity of demand exactly at the midpoint of this arc. Exactly at the midpoint of AB portion. For this, we'll make use of the formula also. Arc elasticity EP is equal to, here, first let us have the theoretical aspect of this particular aspect. Yes. Q1 plus Q2. Q1 plus Q2. It means initial demand and Q2 changes in demand after the changes in the level of price divided by P plus P1 or P1, P2. We can have the same value. P1 plus P2. It means original price P2 changes in the price level later. Then into original price level. Yes, original price level or changes in price we can take delta P divided by delta Q. Changes can be observed and multiplied. So have this formula to find out the changes in the demand due to a change in the level of price level. It measures the arc elasticity exactly at the midpoint of an arc. And this method is the superior method to measure the price elasticity of demand. So this is the symbolic term. Let us have the formula. Change in demand divided by original demand plus new demand. This whole is divided by change in price divided by original price plus new price. You can further simplify the formula also. So change in demand means delta Q divided by original quantity demand, it is just Q, new quantity Q1, delta Q upon Q plus Q1. Okay, this whole is divided by change in price, delta P divided by original price, P plus P1, new price after change. Okay, so EP is equal to, simplify it further, delta Q upon Q plus Q1 into P plus P1 divided by delta P. Bring delta one side. Okay. Finally, delta Q upon delta P into P plus P1 divided by Q plus Q1. So initially I have written this formula. Therefore, this is the final form of the formula which can be used to measure the price elasticity of demand. Okay. So these are the three broad methods to measure the price elasticity of demand: total outlay method, point method, and the arc method. Among these three methods, arc method is superior because it takes into account minute changes. It is not necessary to consider the straight line demand curve. Demand curve may be a curved line. Then we will take addition and division of both the changes in quantity demanded as well as changes in price. So have these three methods and try to measure the price elasticity of demand. Exactly, some methods gives you the exact value, but in some methods we can just identify the types of price elasticity of demand. Okay, with this I am concluding. Thank you.